How pleasant and delightful on a bright summer's morn, when the hills and the valleys are covered in corn. There's a blackbird and a throstle sings on every green tree, and the lark it sang melodious, and the lark it sang melodious, and the lark it sang melodious at the dawning of the day. Said a sailor to his true love, I'd have thee beware, our topsails are hoisted and we must away. We are bound for the Indies, where the loud cannons roar. I must go and leave thee, Nancy, I must go and leave thee, Nancy, I must go and leave thee, Nancy, though you're the girl that I adore. And when I return, my love, and when I return, my love, and when I return, my love, I will make thee my bride. And the lark sang so melodious, and the lark sang so melodious, and the lark sang so melodious at the dawning of the day. A ring from her finger she instantly drew, saying, take this, dearest William, and I will be true. And 10,000 sweet kisses from her mouth she blew. May the heavens protect thee, may the heavens protect thee, may the heavens protect thee wherever thou may be. And the lark sang so melodious, and the lark sang so melodious, and the lark sang so melodious at the dawning of the day. The keepers and the drivers, likewise some sporting men, to have a day of hunting, lads, it was their heart's intent. So they went to Baron Kilner to ask him for his ground, to have a day of hunting, so they sent for Upperthound. So they chose themselves a captain, likewise they chose a day. At the Rose and Crown at Meltham, lads, the driver's hunt was there. They sent out invitations, they sent 'em a long way. Be sure to be at Meltham on that appointed day. Laddie for light for lerrelay, laddie for light for lerrelay, laddie for light for lerrelay, laddie for light for lerrelay. The huntsman and the whipper in with 16 harriers came, and breakfast being over, lads, he said, now where's your game? The captain said to huntsman, the dogs they make a row, go fetch 'em your stable and turn out a Roydedge brow. They had not been out very long when sportsman he gave mouth. Hark forward, said the huntsman, she is lying to the south. The air it being a stout one, she came up hard and clough, and every honest sportsman there had pleasure quite enough. Laddie for light for lerrelay, laddie for light for lerrelay, laddie for light for lerrelay, laddie for light for lerrelay. This she gave a double turn, her head towards the west, but monitor and lady, they did not let her rest. For as they came up Maginal, the hounds were in full cry. Away they went o'er hill and dale till they came to the Isle of Skye. Charles Eaton and Sam Pogson said this air's been overrun, We better leave the ground, they said her staying power is done. Just then our worthy captain, he made just one remark: let's wend away to Meltham before it gets too dark. Laddie for life for lerrelay, laddie for life for lerrelay, laddie for life for lerrelay, laddie for life for lerrelay. And when we get to Meltham, Walker Woody took the chair, and every honest sportsman there his orders did obey. Now some could sing and some could play, Joel Loops could tell a tale, Joe Brookie sings Old Charlottine, John Brookfield does some ale. John Schofield sang an hunting song, Joel Loops he tells a tale, and Captain said to landlord, just you fill this jug with ale. But before he'd finished off his tale, he said his under a row. He'd walked all gate through Isle of Skye as it began to snow. Laddie for life for lerrelay, laddie for life for lerrelay, laddie for life for lerrelay, laddie for life for lerrelay. Ben Kinder, he came down through it Royd, he sang a Russian air. I think they called it Sambo, why he sang it very fair. He played a foreign instrument, he played it very neat. He played his own accompaniment with his elbows, knees and feet. There was one gamekeeper, he jumps up before I do depart. I'll bid adieu to Captain lads before I make a start. But there's one thing that's certain, he's got a name for life. But he says he'd ne'er been captain but for Arthur Earnshaw's wife. Laddie for life for lerrelay, laddie for life for lerrelay, laddie for life for lerrelay, laddie for life for lerrelay. So here's adieu to huntsmen and all invited guests. It's been a pleasant evening, lads, it's been one of the best. John Brookie being landlord, he said it's closing time, so the driver's hunt was ended in 1909. Laddie for life for lerrelay, laddie for life for lerrelay, laddie for life for lerrelay, laddie for life for lerrelay. Abroad for pleasure as I was a-walking on one summer evening clear. Abroad for pleasure as I was a-walking on one summer evening clear. I beheld the most beautiful damsel lamenting for her shepherd swain, lamenting for her shepherd swain. The fairest evening that e'er I beheld thee, evermore with the lass I adore. The fairest evening that e'er I beheld thee, evermore with the lass I adore. Wilt thou fight the French and Spaniards? Wilt thou leave me thus, my dear? Wilt thou leave me thus, my dear? It's no more to yon green banks will I take thee with pleasure for to rest myself and view the lambs. It's no more to yon green banks will I take thee with pleasure for to rest myself and view the lambs. But I will take thee to yon green gardens where the pretty flowers grow, where the pretty flowers grow. Here's 3 or 4 jovial lads all in one mind. We've come apace again, we hope you'll prove kind. We hope you'll prove kind with eggs, brass and strong beer, and we'll come no more at you until the next year. Fall the day, fall the day, fall the diddle-ay-o. Here stands the old miser with his basket and bags. For fear of his money he wears his old rags. He wears his old rags with eggs, brass and strong beer, and will come no more at you until the next year. Fall the day, fall the day, fall the diddle-ay-o. Go down in your cellar and there you will find your barrels not empty. We hope you'll prove kind. We hope you'll prove kind with eggs, brass and strong beer, and we'll come no more at you until the next year. Fall the day, fall the day, fall the diddle-ay-o. Now eggs are not scarce and they are not so dear. If you give us a pace egg, we'll wish you good cheer. If you give us some money like jovial lads free, we'll treat all your lasses on Easter Monday. Fall the day, fall the day, fall the diddle-ay-o. Now Easter is coming, that's all for this year. We'll pray for your children and wish 'em good cheer. So mind what you're doing and see that you're right. If you give note, we'll take note. Farewell and good night. Fall the day, fall the day, fall the diddle-ay-o. Come strike the harp, I long to hear those merry tales of old, ere youth had lost its flowery wreath, and loving hearts grow cold, and loving hearts grow cold. For it brings me back those happy times when roaming free and wild, I played about my native home. I played about my native home. I played about my native home, a merry mountain child. Oh, tell me not of other lands across the deep blue sea. This little isle of freedom's sons is dearer far to me, is dearer, dearer far to me. But tell me of that rural cot where happy faces smile, and pleasant voices call me there. And pleasant voices call me there, and pleasant voices call me there, a merry mountain child. I wandered far through distant climes where dark-eyed daughters dwell, and beauty charms the yielding soul with her resistless spell, with her resistless spell. But oft times turned my face away where youth and beauty smile, to think of all the joys that blessed, to think of all the joys that blessed, to think of all the joys that blessed, a merry mountain child. Then strike the harp, I long to hear those merry tales again. Oh, let me linger o'er those tones, that native mountain strain, that native mountain strain. For it brings me back those happy times, that bleak and stormy wild, where nature makes me glad to be, where nature makes me glad to be, where nature makes me glad to be, a merry mountain child.